Hi, Wycliffe Barrett, Xplane Dedicated. Today we're going to do a Twitch stream setup, okay? I'll see you after the intro.
November 180 Bravo Bravo, good afternoon to you. Report your altitude? 2000 feet.
So what I'm going to do this morning is I'm going to start a live stream Twitch. So I thought I'd show you this so you can see exactly what I need to go through. So right now we're just loading up Xplane, and there's a number of other things obviously I need to load up. So we'll see those in a moment. Whilst we're waiting for this, I will just pause. So here we are. I've got the screen open, and so we'll open up the 733 at Cardiff. Whilst that's loading, I really need to start opening up a couple of other things. So really I need EFAS because I need my route, so we'll load up EFAS, okay. Electronic Flight Assistant, and obviously we're waiting for EFAS 2. EFAS 2 is on its way. Not quite sure when, but it is on its way, so that'll be really useful. And when EFAS 2 comes out, it's been remodeled, remodified, and will look absolutely incredible. It's a lot better than it looks now. I've seen some I've seen some early beta screenshots, and it does look good. I'm sorry about coughing. It's early in the morning. It's an early morning stream, so I've still got my my morning voice on, so to speak. There's a little bit deep. Okay, so we've got EFAS on, and there's our flight for this morning. What we need, we'll move that over onto the second screen, which you can't see. So now I need to open up XSplit. So this is what we use for broadcasting onto the Twitch channel. Okay, there's a myriad of things. So you know, and I haven't even opened up Flight Sim Global Real Weather yet. We're still waiting for Xplane to open. Luckily I've got 32 gig of RAM and an i7 processor, so I can run a number of applications at the same time. I can open applications at the same time. So there's XSplit Broadcaster, that's open. It's almost there. We'll just hang on a moment to 3 and just pause here again. Alright, so XSplit is open. I can just click on broadcast now. So click on Twitch, and we are broadcasting. Okay. Yes, we are broadcasting. It tells me I am down there anyway. That's the main thing. So we can now move that over onto the second screen out of the way. And we're still waiting for Xplane to come on. Here we are. Right. So we're on the ground at Cardiff Airport. This is good. I now need to open up. The internet because I need to see if anybody is actually connected to the live stream. Normally I would have my second computer open and run that on here. So let me, where am I going? I'm going to Twitch, and I'll go to my channel. And already somebody's there waiting for the TeamSpeak server. So what we'll do is put that up there. And already somebody's there waiting for the TeamSpeak server. So what we'll do is put that up there. And already somebody's there waiting for the right, so I've muted that so we don't hear that. Right, here we go. So let's sort out the TeamSpeak server, and it just shows you how much stuff one has to do when you're setting everything up. So let me minimize that. Can I minimize that? Yeah. So there we go.
Connected.
So I'm connected there. We'll go down to
Channel
there.
Switched.
And bookmarks, XPD, edit the bookmark. I don't need to do that. I can put that over there quickly, out of the way, and whew, right, here we go. So there is the TeamSpeak server. Alright, I will drag you around. Come in and I will drag you about. Right. So that's that. There's the TeamSpeak server. Twitch is open. We'll close that for the time being because it's getting a bit messy. I've got too many things on the screen. And what I'll do is we'll cut it there. So I think I'm about right. I've got EFAS open there, so clearly I get my flight plan. We'll just have a look at the plan. There it is. So there's a flight plan. That's good. There's Jacob. Pull him down.
User was moved to your channel.
Good morning, Jacob.
Good morning. Sorry, it's 2 a.m. here.
Oh my God, man! You don't need to stay up this late.
Oh no, I already told my parents I was. Plus, I'm texturing some buildings for college.
All right, excellent. Well, I'm actually recording this live as well for my YouTube channel. So Jacob has just joined us from the US. I can never remember whereabouts in the US you are, Jacob. I keep forgetting.
I'm in Virginia.
So Jacob's in Virginia, which is that Midwest?
No, that's the East Coast.
East Coast. Virginia's on the East Coast, so around about 5 hours, 6 hours behind. It's 2 a.m. for him. God bless you. Right, so I'm going to stop recording now, and then we can just get on with this with the flight. So for all of you people on YouTube, that is everything I need to do to set up a live stream on Twitch, and I'll just show you again. I'll put that over there on that screen. So that's the XSplit broadcaster, which allows me to broadcast around the world, and you can see that it picks up different images. And we've got Xplane open here. Jacob is on TeamSpeak, so we can have a chat at the same time, and that is about it. A little bit complicated, but you kind of get your head around it, and it's pretty easy to do. Right, I'll see you all soon.
A few moments later.
YTwitch Xplane dedication. This is part 2 of the vlog, and I'm going to be discussing the NVIDIA GTX 1080 card, and also going to talk about Xplane 1050. First up, Xplane 1050. It's a beta. It's in, I think it's in revision 2, so it's 1050 beta 5 alpha. Word of advice, do not install it onto your main Xplane installation. It's not going to work very well. There's a number of things in it that are not so good, and it breaks. It keeps breaking, and it's broken a number of things. RTH was the first thing to break. Also, I'm having difficulty actually getting some of my ex-aviation aircraft to work with it, so maybe that's me just being a bit dull, but the activation process is just not working out for me. So my advice, and the advice we always give, is that when a beta comes out, make sure that you install it onto a second installation of Xplane. Do not put it onto your flight installation of Xplane, as it's going to break. It's just not going to work at all. So that's the best advice I can give you on that. In relation to the GTX 1080, I said I'd give you a full review. I'm kind of wondering whether that's going to be very useful, because as I've said all along, when it comes to settings are very personal, and they're very much what you want and what it looks like to you. The 1080 card is no bigger than my GTX 980, and it fits into the computer perfectly. You can see from these images here, the installation is so straightforward and simple. It goes onto a PCIe slot with no problems whatsoever. The one thing that did catch me unawares is that on the 980, it requires 2 power inputs, so there's 2 power sockets on the 980. On the 1080, there's only 1. So that kind of caught me unawares. I wasn't aware of that, but it's no biggie. So 1 power input. Card fits in perfectly, and as soon as you turn the machine on, Windows 10 recognizes there's a new graphics card in there, and it installs the drivers. A set of drivers did come with the card. It was a disc came with the MSI Combuster, which is a really strange name, but basically what that is a configuration tool which allows me to overclock the card if I so wish to. A lot of people said to me, why have you got the Founders Edition and not the reference cards? The reference cards, apparently, from my understanding of what people have said, is that you can overclock them. well, I can overclock my Founders Edition because I've got the software to do it with, and that came with the card, and I've already done it, and then put it back to normal because I just really don't get the whole overclocking thing, because when you overclock something you make it unstable. Anyway, that aside, the card's installed and I've got it set up. Now, it took me a while to dial it in really well to what I was expecting, and in actual fact you may not actually see an increase in frames per second when you initially put it in. Okay, your frames per second may stay the same, but once you do some configuration with your settings and you get that working correctly, then it does really fly. It really, pardon the pun, it really does move fast. So I finally got it dialed in correctly. I think so. Anyway, I've got it dialed in really nicely. I did a flight today from Cardiff to Chambray through some heavy cloud, and I was getting 60 frames per second all the way through the flight, which is exactly what I want. And also that I've been able to upscale my rendering settings. So I've turned up the rendering settings, not a lot, but considerably, and that's all I want. So, and the other thing that you get is stability. With a card of this size you get stability, so you're always going to have 60 frames per second, 50 frames per second all the way through the flight, and it doesn't matter which location you're at. So I was going to put some video in, but I don't see the point in that because, as we well know, all computers are different. Different computers show different things, so we won't bother with that. But what I would say is, if you can afford it, get the 1080. If you can't afford the 1080, then get the 1070. Not a huge deal of difference, but of course a great deal of difference from whatever you had previously. Well, I think that's about it. An unusual vlog today, especially with the Twitch setup earlier. So I just hope that you enjoyed the vlog, and we'll see you all again soon. So cheerio.